Hi, you're right. Hope you're all doing well. Today we are going to just do a sort of recap on our work that we did last week, mostly, and I think a bit at the start of this week, on adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing fractions. We've done all of them individually, but today we're going to do them all mixed in together. So this is just going to be a quick video where I go through one of each example. I would suggest do have a go at these four in your book, or one at a time maybe in your book, and pause the video and then watch me go through them to check. Obviously, if you're really not sure, then you can just watch me go through it, but hopefully you've got a decent idea from the ones we did earlier in the week and last week. So this first one, 2/3 plus 3/10. So whenever we're adding or indeed subtracting fractions, we need to make sure we've got a common denominator. So we know that we can change these fractions by multiplying the numerator and the denominator by the same thing. So we need to look for a number that I can multiply 3 up to and multiply 10 up to. Now there are lots of different numbers, but the easiest one's going to be 30. Now to keep it fair and to not change my question or change the value of my fractions, I need to make sure I multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same thing. This one I've multiplied the denominator by 10. So I'm going to need to multiply the numerator by 10 as well. 2 times 10 is 20. This one, the denominator was 10, it's become 30, so it's been multiplied by 3. And to keep my fraction of equal value, I need to multiply the numerator by 3 as well. 3 times 3 is going to become 9. And then the last bit, like I said to you before, I like to say it out loud, or say it out loud in my head. 20/30 plus 9/30 gives me 29/30. Subtractions, very similar. Just obviously at the last step we subtract. Again, I've got two different denominators. Again, there are lots of denominators that I can multiply 6 and 4 up to make. But I would always say the easiest one is the smallest one, which in this case would be 12. But you could do 24 or various different things. To get the 6 up to be a 12, I multiplied it by 2. So I need to multiply the numerator up by 2 as well, so it becomes 10. To get the 3 up, I need to to get the 4 up to 12, it's multiplied by 3. So I need to multiply the numerator up by 3 as well. 3 times 3 is 9. And again, I'm going to say it out loud. 10/12 take away 9/12 is 1/12. Multiplying fractions, we've looked at in our starters. Remember, they're the nicest ones. You don't have to faff around with common denominators or anything. We can just multiply the numerators. 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 5 is 45. And as a lot of you know, I think as you all know, we always like to simplify our fractions when we can. 10 and 45 have got a common factor of 5. So I can divide them both by 5 and it becomes 2/9. And then the last one, division. Remember that key rule: keep, change, flip. We keep the half, we change the divide to a multiply or to a times, and we flip the 5/7. We flip the second one. And then it turns into a nice multiplying one, just like this. 1 times 7 is 7. 2 times 5 is 10. So there's just a quick recap of one of each type. And you've got a sheet now to practice now where you go, which has got all four mixed together. So make sure you read those questions really carefully. We know we've been stung by our estimate questions. Don't get stung by doing an add as a subtract or a divide as an add or whatever. So make sure you read them carefully and mark your answers as you go up until the end of the lesson. Okay, that'll be our last remote lesson. I'm really looking forward to seeing you all again next week. Have a lovely time with that. As ever, do email if you've got any questions. But otherwise, I'll speak to you next week. Have a good one, guys.